I'd want to see a big physical start from Warrington, and I'm looking at, you know, Mattison, Yates, Danny Walker to really have an influence on the start of this game.
Referee this afternoon is Aaron Moore, and the man in the video bunker is Marcus Griffiths. Let's hope we don't see too much of an influence from either of them. It's going to be Mr. Flanagan, George Flanagan, one of the few bright spots in this Huddersfield side this afternoon that's going to get us off and underway.
I get excited watching Super League when I see players like Flanagan, like Harry Robertson at St Helens. Some great young kids at the minute.
Flanagan it is then that gets us off and underway, and straight away Warrington attacking with some venom up towards their own 20-metre line. Matt Duffy back in the side this afternoon for Warrington Wolves as well. John brought back in from the cold after the disciplinary issues.
Yeah, and he does an awful lot for this Warrington team, does Matt Duffy. Obviously he gets credit for all the glitz and glamour, the big plays. Often carries the ball on play 4 to set up his kickers. See him get to play 4. Matt Duffy then looking for a quick ruck, but it's good to have him back in the team.
Danny Walker back in the team as well in recent weeks. Good to see him back in a Warrington shirt after the injury troubles that he has had for his side this afternoon, as here he comes bringing it back in through to the middle for Warrington Wolves, who have just got over the halfway line. Duffy it is on the ball as Walker flies it out towards Mark Sneed with the first of his trademark kicks, and a first tester for George Flanagan, who patches that one very nicely indeed.
Well, it's a dangerous kick. Mark Sneed put his foot through it, spiralled it, but just gave Flanagan just a little bit too much time. Now, when you've got somebody who's such a threat with his footwork, you really have to kick it, catch, and stop him on the spot. It's a great carry here from Halsall.
It is indeed. Sam Halsall bringing it out to the near side touchline, just 10 metres short of the halfway line. As Huddersfield now with Aidan McGowan gaining an extra couple of metres, and that's got the crowd going here at the Acu Stadium. It's a lovely afternoon in Yorkshire. Bright sunshine in patches with a bit of cloud around, but it's very warm again. Good conditions for rugby league.
Great conditions. Just going to say, you'd expect to see both sides be able to move the ball freely. And this is a great first set from Huddersfield. Obviously, Flanagan caught it some 50 metres back, and now Ollie Russell's in a great position to just kick to corners.
Russell's first kick then, coming back into this Huddersfield squad. On loan from Wakefield for the 5 games. He can be recalled, though, if Wakefield decide after 2. He spent 6 years at Huddersfield before joining Wakefield. He's also had spells at Salford this season as well, so we wait to see how much of an influence he will have on the Huddersfield side this afternoon. But it's Warrington in possession at the moment, with Walker laying one off at a short one for Toby King. Up to the halfway line again. Decent pressure from Warrington, and a show and go from Danny Walker as he tries to evade many a would-be tackle, and he's still going. Terrific run from Walker.
Wow, did Warrington miss that when he's been injured? Such a threat, especially when the ruck's broken open like it was there. Just picking off markers going the same way.
Williams with the kick towards the corner. A little bit of a tester again for Sam Halsall, but the referee's blowing the whistle here.
Just a late hit on Ben Curry. Ben Curry just digging into the line and playing. Just got shoved in the back. Fractionally late from Huddersfield. There's a fine line, isn't there? Because you've got to apply pressure, but you've got to do it in a smart way. Tristan Powell, I think it was, just running up the back of Ben Curry, and this is a gift really for Warrington, who choose to tap the ball.
Early opportunity then with Luke Yates bringing it forward, 10 metres short of the Huddersfield line. Walker standing just behind him and goes to his left, but Ben Curry wasn't on the same page there, and Huddersfield gifted it back.
Yeah, Ben Curry just got in a really awkward spot. Danny Walker's trying to fire that across the front of him into George Williams' hands, and Ben Curry just stood up too flat. Danny Walker didn't adjust his pass.
Bibby being pushed back here, but stealing an extra half a yard for Huddersfield before the tackle goes in on McGowan.
These are the areas where the best teams are so good, defensively. So Warrington really want to be restricting Huddersfield, maybe to the 40-metre line. Hull KR, Leeds, Saints and Wigan all suppress teams' opportunities to get out of the half, and it's been a real struggle for Warrington. Big fend from Gagai.
Quick passes from the Giants. Now Halsall bringing it up towards the halfway line. It takes two to bring him down. Now the high hoisted kick from Kieran Rush, straight into the hands of Matt Duffy. What do you make of Duffy being back in the side this afternoon, John? It's a situation that should never really have happened.
Yeah, we all just want to see Matt Duffy playing well and playing with a smile on his face. Sam Burgess having to fire a shot, drop him out the team for disciplinary reasons. And, you know, that sends a message, doesn't it, to the rest of the team. That's what he's done. But great to see him back, and hugely important for that man who just played the ball, George Williams.
Here's Mattison.
Yeah, the combination of Duffy and Williams is electric at times. Hasn't got going. Neither really is Sneed and Williams, as we expected.
Curry brought down in this tackle. Yeah, it's important to send the message, isn't it, that doesn't matter how big a player or how big a name you might be, the coach is still the man in charge, and you have to toe the line. As Halsall goes up for this one, and tackled by Sneed, who timed his run perfectly.
Yeah, it's an accurate kick and deep enough where the catcher doesn't have an opportunity to put 3 or 4 steps on the chasers. And a tough spot now for Huddersfield.
Gagai rolls it back for Flanagan. As Huddersfield come through with McGowan. Big tackles coming in from the Warrington defence, doing a good job of keeping Huddersfield penned in inside their own 20-metre line here as Leroy Cudjoe tries to bring it forward for the home side. Gains a couple of metres. This is the 5th. And Russell hoisted up through the middle. It's gone a little bit short, this one. Duffy taking it after due consideration.
Yeah, that's better from Warrington, just stopping Huddersfield getting any yardage away from their own sticks. And now look, carrying with interest back over the halfway line and into a great part of the field to attack.
Thewlis it was, making the run. Walker just behind him. They're back inside Huddersfield territory again now, Warrington. Walker waits again. Round at the back. As Williams short in to the left side from Sneed and Duffy. And then Toby King bringing it down.
Well read by Bibby, wasn't it? He had 2 men to defend there, did Bibby. Did an excellent job.
Big tackles again coming in. That one from Fenton Rogers there on Ben Curry. As Walker finds Williams. Williams kicking for the corner again. All the hands go up for it. Huddersfield come up with the ball.
Yeah, solid defensively from Huddersfield. Warrington just prodding and poking. I think we see a glimpse of how they're going to attack. That left edge of Warrington's going to get some action here, especially through Williams, Duffy and Mark Sneed. So Bibby making a great read in that last set of 6. There's maybe going to have a few of them to make today.
Greenwood is tackled just inside the 20. Here comes Tristan Powell. This is the last one again. And it's a high hoisted one again from Kieran Rush, straight into the bread basket for Matt Duffy. So many times we've seen him returning balls and just gliding through defences, Matt Duffy, haven't we?
He's so balanced and he's got a real acceleration that worries kick chase defenders. He actually puts kick chases on the heels, very similar to Lockie Miller in that regard. Difficult to deal with, also prolific when it comes to a number of carries, and the metres what he makes for Warrington.
Toby King back in the sides. Shame for Zach Gardner to have pulled a hamstring in the game last week against Catalans, which means that his season is effectively brought to a close. Williams with an offload, and a big kick goes in there as Ben Curry spills it. And Huddersfield come up with it again, and a few mistakes creeping in to the Warrington side now.
Yeah, it's just too flat, all of it. The play, Williams was too flat, it was rushed, and Curry's timing was off. It's 2 mistakes now from Curry. Admittedly, the first one was nothing to do with him, wasn't his fault. Just need to tidy up. This is why I like Gagai.
Lovely stuff from Jacob Gagai.
Yeah, he's dangerous.
Slippery player, and then Halsall's lost the ball in the tackle with Josh Thewlis there.
ask the question whether Thewlis has reached round and either played at the arm or played at the ball. It's Warrington ball.
Right, this is it. The incident. Thewlis involved with Halsall. It looked as though it was pretty much one-on-one.
You can make a play when you're at marker and someone's picking the ball up. You can make a play at their arms. You just can't make a play at the ball. Thewlis just doing enough there to disrupt Sam Halsall's ability to pick the ball up, and Warrington, they've got time now just to be clinical with the ball, with the possession, and really stretch Huddersfield.
Corner wrench making the run here. The referee's blown the whistle again, and this time Huddersfield are offside.
Yeah, it's the old classic. Just a ball just slightly slowed down coming out the scrum. Huddersfield just jumped the line, and an easy decision for the referee.
Yates tackled. Walker finding Curry. Mattison tackled. 20 metres short here. Warrington, down the line it goes to the left flank, but too far. And Dufty at the second attempt, trying to run up a blind alley. Well, they've had a lot of possession in this area, Warrington, but so far no points on the board. 10 metres from the line now, as Walker waits again. Plays it short for Mattison. He takes the tackle. This is the last one. And so Walker looking surely for Williams, but Sneed has gone for the kick towards the corner over the top of everybody, and Huddersfield do manage to keep it possession, but inside their own goal line area.
Well, that's why Mark Sneed's so good, because he can manufacture kicks. He got himself in a really bad position. Danny Walker just ran him down a bit of a dead end, and he just drills that into the ground. It's an excellent kick from Mark Sneed off the back of what was a pretty underwhelming set. Didn't really test Huddersfield's defensive line out. Didn't really fire any shots. I'll be very surprised if in this set of 6 we don't see Warrington look to really test Huddersfield's edge defence out.
That kind of kick would have been giving that defensive line kittens, the way it was flying around, bouncing and turning. Horrendous if you're trying to get your hands on that. Here's Luke Yates for the visitors. 12 minutes gone in this game, still no points on the board. Plenty of industry from Warrington, but unable so far to turn it into points as Mattison goes down in possession. And Walker will bring it for Sneed. Offloaded very quickly. As Sam Stone goes down in the tackle. Walker again. Curry. Back to Yates. Warrington virtually camped out on the goal line area. Little chip over the top from Williams, and Flanagan gets underneath it. He's tackled in goal. But was there a bit of...
No, it's tap 20. Flanagan grounded. Smartly got his foot on the ground before he caught it.
Whether there was a bit of a late tackle and back play before that happened, when now Williams released the ball.
Again, though, disappointing end to a set. It's smart from Flanagan, who grounds himself dead in goal to get the tap 20. But really conservative. Warrington turning the ball back into the middle, really challenging the middle unit of Huddersfield to go through an incredible amount of work. And just on that middle unit, how good's Leroy Kudjoe been? Shifting from centre to loose forward. Quite often organising this middle unit of Huddersfield and getting attacking shapes on like this.
18 seasons he's been at Huddersfield, Leroy Kudjoe. And going into this game, the club's top tackler with 685, 10th in Super League at the age of 36.
They're not needed, is it? That's not what, when you're 36, you do not want to be making that number of tackles, but doesn't he do it so well? It's not
Huddersfield really starting to push forward here, John, with an opportunity to put some pressure on this Warrington line. Kick comes into the corner, up goes everybody for it, and that's pouched well by Thewlis, but he's been pushed back a little bit more here, and just signs every so often that Huddersfield are certainly not going to be sitting down here in this game.
Yeah, well, Warrington have had it all, haven't they? All territory, all possession. but have come up with nothing. Is it one of those games where Huddersfield don't have many chances and take one and snag a lead? Warrington certainly needs to be better with the ball.
Well, they've been fairly wasteful in possession so far. Repeated sets close to the Huddersfield line. Here's Dufty. Huddersfield have actually conceded 32 tries from opposition sets that have started inside their own 20-metre line this season. Only Salford and Catalans have conceded more, so that's a real sign of how much pressure they often find themselves under when the opposition are camped out on their line. No, not so far, though, for Warrington Wolves.
Yeah, I've been impressed with how resilient Huddersfield have looked defensively. They've not had an awful lot of decision-making to do, but the contact, the control of the ruck has really stopped Warrington getting anything quick, and barring one run from Danny Walker that created a line break, that's been it for Warrington.
Ollie Russell for the home side, who's getting well involved here and getting a bit involved with Danny Walker. Bit of pushing and shoving going on. Tristan Powell.
Big carry.
Huge carry. And that's got the crowd interested as well. Plenty of cheers and applause coming from the home faithful. High ball over the top. Bit of pressure on the back markers. Halsall has come up with it. The referee has blown the whistle.
Tell you what, it's a great reaction this from Josh Thewlis. The kick gets batted back by Gagai. Thewlis just gets back on task, straight up, makes the tackle. There's every chance Halsall could drift back to the middle of the field there if Thewlis doesn't get back to his feet. Sharp defensive play from the winger.
Warrington in possession then. And still pretty close to their own line at the moment. As Walker flings it out to Toby King. Walker again, going off short this time for Lachlan Fitzgibbon. Fitzgibbon has played 21 out of the 27 games, including the last 11. So he's been influential for Warrington. Oh, that looks like it might be a bit high. Yeah. And the referee, sure enough, blows the whistle. Mark Sneed, the guilty party.
Yeah, McGowan just stepping back to Sneed's inside. Sneed was chasing after McGowan, and picked up the loose ball. It's Toby King just trying to force a pass. Sneed just slipping up high. McGowan getting some treatment, but he's absolutely fine. There was no force, absolutely no force in that contact whatsoever. It was a grab from Mark Sneed more than anything. Maybe got that wrong. Maybe there was a little bit of force in there. right on the schnoz.
Funnily enough, I was having a quick word with Mark Sneed before the game, and he's got 12 stitches in that eyebrow from the clattering he got last week in the game. And look, oh dear, well, is that the curse of the commentator? I must apologise to him there, because it looks as though he's copped another one here. In fact, yeah.
That's a nasty one,
Ooh, now that looks pretty bad. Mentioning eye injuries. And straight away, we see another one happening.
Yeah, it's clash of heads, isn't it? Between Harry Rushton and Lachlan Fitzgibbon, both bleeding. Fitzgibbon certainly looks like he's come off worse, doesn't he? He sat straight down.
Well, I mentioned the 12 stitches that Mark Sneed had got, but they could be getting some more stitches being put in by the physios and doctors here, the way this is looking for these two.
Yeah.
Fitzgibbon seems to have come off the worst, definitely. Concern on the face of Sam Burgess and Richie Marshall.
Well, he won't be concerned about the stitches, Sam. I reckon he asked for them himself. Just stitch me, make me look tough. But he was an incredibly fierce competitor, Sam. You imagine being coached by him and going down with any injury when the man who's coaching you played near 80 minutes with a broken cheekbone in the grand final. Oh.
Luke Yates involved as well.
Oh, it's a cannonball. Oh.
Ouch. Well, no wonder Lachlan Fitzgibbon is going to have to go off and get this looked at, because that looked horrendous.
He'd be lucky if there's not more than just a cut there. That's a big contact. Rushton, just a bit of Vaseline on.
I was going to say, by comparison, he looks to have come off very lightly indeed. Well, we say it week in, week out, don't we? But they breed them tough in rugby league. And it's given Huddersfield the opportunity here with Tristan Powell to run at the Warrington defence. Having been on the back foot for the vast majority of the 18 minutes or so in this game, as Cudjoe gets it down the line. Here's Flanagan now with a little sidestep, getting it out wide to the right-hand side. And Aidan McGowan goes over in the corner for the Huddersfield Giants. They've been under the cosh for the vast majority of the game so far, but they could have got themselves in the ascendancy here. But first of all, it's going to have to go up to the video referee. Marcus Griffiths is the man who will make the decision.
It's tackle free. We have an on-field decision of no try. So we're just looking at the grounding. So the ball is passed by Flanagan. He's in the field of play, still in the field of play. Feet remain in the field of play. So we know that he remains in the field of play in regards to touch. So we will now just check all available angles to make sure the hand doesn't come off the ball. So we're just checking so whether so we know that he remains in the field of play at this point. So nice and slow here. So we're just checking whether the hand remains on the ball or not. So we know he's in the field of play, nice and slow as we get towards the grounding. So there's no foul play, nice and slow, the hand remains on the ball. I have a decision.
Very, very tidy finishing from Aidan McGowan in the corner to get Huddersfield on the score sheet. But John, that was made by some lovely, languid running from George Flanagan.
I told you I was excited by this young fullback, George Flanagan. This broken field running is devastating. I think the final piece of the puzzle is working out how to toy with edge defenders. It's a try from McGowan, but it's crafted by the magic of George Flanagan. Watch this. Stop, stop, stop. Toby King is in all sorts there. As soon as Flanagan threatens, if we can run this slow when Flanagan gets it, he just steps King, stands him up, draws Thewlis. That's gorgeous. Look, for a kid who models himself on Kalen Ponga, that's almost picture perfect to a Kalen Ponga sort of player. It's exceptional. It's a nice finish from McGowan in the corner. Question mark whether he grounded it. But it's sublime from Flanagan.
Aidan McGowan hasn't featured too much for Huddersfield so far this season. He's only played in 5 out of 24 games and has missed the last 12. Spent a fair amount of time on loan at Batley this season. But back in the sides and on the score sheet. Flanagan has hit the target with the boot 34 times so far this year, but he's right up against the byline here. This will be some feat if he manages to get this one between the posts. Sends it on its way. Oh, go the flags.
Beauty.
Wow.
I'll tell you what, Flanagan takes the ball back. He's fully kicked that from 30 yards down the sideline. Obviously can take that all the way up. Choosing to kick from that far out. But look at what his footwork does to Toby King. Stops him flat-footed, and then he's got the acceleration and the beautiful skill. Thewlis just gets caught in no man's land. Jake Thewlis on the wing there. But you can understand why Toby King gets stood up, because that footwork is electric.
And a very tidy finish by Aidan McGowan. Meanwhile, over in the other game that's happening at the moment, Wigan leading by 6 points to 0 against Wakefield. How excited are you, John, by the way the playoff places are coming together at the moment? 3 teams on 32 points.
Yeah, and you were so right pre-game. That Leeds result against Hull KR has just made everything more juicy, hasn't it? Big game for Wigan against Wakefield. That's a big game there. They'll be delighted that the 6-0 up. Penalty here.
Wakefield have been a great force in Super League this season as well. Some of the rugby they've been playing has been an absolute pleasure to watch. And you mentioned Mason Lino earlier on in the game.
Exquisite.
He's been superb.
But a penalty here from Warrington, and it's just a gift for Huddersfield.
21 minutes gone and the Giants leading 6 points to 0.
Yeah. And they've not had many chances, but they took one, didn't they? That's the difference. Warrington have been dominating the game in terms of field position. This last 5 minutes, it's been Huddersfield, and Huddersfield, like we said, have snagged a chance. They'd be delighted to be 6-0 up here.
Harry Rushton here, not looking too worse for wear. After that clash of heads with Lachlan Fitzgibbon, we'll try and find out his condition from the sidelines as soon as we can. As Huddersfield moving the ball here through with Fenton Rogers. Rogers has lost it.
I was just going to say, it's been a really tidy start for that middle unit of Tristan Powell, Zach Woolford and Fenton Rogers. Rogers making the mistake there, but look, they're going toe-to-toe with Luke Yates, Danny Walker and Ryan Mattison, who's got a huge amount of NRL experience. Well, I just think Powell, Woolford and Rogers in this opening 20 have really gone toe-to-toe in the middle of the field. That's where the bulk of Warrington's traffic has come.
James Harrison on the field, having come off the bench. Great to see that Leon Hayes is involved here today as well, John.
Oh yeah, isn't it? Just what an incredibly difficult 12, 18 months that kid's had. Everybody's delighted to see that name. Brought a smile to my face to see him in that 18th man spot.
April 2024, when he suffered that incredible injury. Flanagan up against it here. Oh, they've dabbed the ball down. Connor Wrench has got his hands on the ball there after a mistake from Flanagan. The referee will want to have another look at this one, but the opportunity was there, and Wrench said thank you very much. We'll have another look at this one with Marcus Griffiths.
It's tackle 4. We have a decision of try. So we'll start with onside, offside. Everybody to the right is onside. Sneed gets ahead of the offside places, chasers, which puts them onside. So he's in possession of the ball, still in possession of the ball. Pulis is going to tackle the Huddersfield player. And then the ball is grounded. I have a decision.
Well, Connor Wrench putting himself about, causing problems for Flanagan. And taking the opportunity. And a try out of absolutely nothing, which was fully down to George Flanagan losing possession and Connor Wrench being Johnny on the spot.
Yeah, I mean, firstly, it's an accurate kick from Mark Sneed, and the chase is on the money, isn't it? So once they get down here, look, Flanagan's doing all sorts to get out. My question is that, I know Connor Wrench has hit the ball, it's gone forward. For me, that's a knock-on off Connor Wrench, whether he's intended to knock the ball out or not. The ball goes forward off Connor Wrench. An element of fortune, maybe, but he'll take it, and it's just out of nowhere, really. Said the structured stuff hasn't really worked for Warrington here. They haven't really got that clicking. Sometimes tries come outside of structure.
Sneed, well, that is a rarity. Put that one down in your scrapbook, because it's a real rarity to see Mark Sneed miss, especially from an angle like that.
Yeah. Meat and drink for Mark Sneed. Anywhere sort of scrum lines in is a given usually, but it's an accurate kick from Sneed to start with, and then Connor Wrench deserves this because of the chase both him and Pulis put on. They do ever so well to stop Flanagan. I said, just thought Wrench touches that ball and it travels forward. But anyway, Warrington will be delighted. Missed kick means it's 6-4.
Controversial. Not for the first time that we've seen a controversial try in Super League this season, but there we go. Warrington back in the game. But as I say, a rarity to see Mark Sneed missing one. Referee's given another penalty here.
Well, that middle unit that I was speaking about, Powell, Wolford and Rogers, they're just starting to creak here now. As I said, Warrington have directed so much traffic at him. It's Wolford who gives a penalty away by just being too long in the ruck.
A couple of substitutions being made by Huddersfield. Matty English is coming on, but so is Oliver Wilson.
Well, those big men who I talked about, Rogers and Powell, they're gone. So good stint from them, they're off. But Wilson and English will need to have a real impact here.
Walker, Mattison, quick hands again. Dufty now. Dufty with a bit of twinkle toes as King comes away with this one. Toby King going all the way here. And wow, Warrington, having got themselves back on the score sheet just a few moments ago, have twisted the knife. Sam Burgess and his team very, very happy to see the way that this game has turned on its head, and Toby King.
It's a glorious try. It's beautiful, it's so well executed. Look at the interchange of passing here from Curry to Dufty, and then Dufty having the patience, King having the balance. I love the interplay, especially from Ben Curry at the line, turning that back. It's a really beautifully executed play from Warrington. The first time, 26 minutes into this game, that Warrington have executed them. Wow, it's a beauty for Toby King.
6 passes in that move.
And quick, crisp.
Very, very quick.
Accurate, and just almost impossible to defend that play. They were aggressive with Huddersfield, tried to shut it down, but Curry's sleight of hand was so quick. I don't think defensively they could do anything to stop that.
Well, Sneed with a chance to make amends and push Warrington a couple of points further into the lead. And this time he makes no mistake.
Yeah, they'll be disappointed, will Huddersfield. Obviously that Flanagan error leading to the Conor Wrench try, and then the sucker punch followed up with another try from just gorgeous execution on the left-hand side. I spoke about that left-hand side for Warrington fancied it. They've been moving the ball that way. And there's a good reason why. You've got Ben Curry with great hands out there, Matt Dufty with electric pace, and then all the experience of Toby King to finish on the end of it.
And Huddersfield will be absolutely sick of the sight of Toby King, because he has scored in the previous 4 meetings, all 4 of them against Huddersfield. That's 5 in a row now that he's scored against them.
And as I said, Warrington favour that left-hand side. Often Williams and Dufty operating in that area, so you have to be on red alert, and Toby King benefiting from all of the shape that's wrapped around him.
Walker with the short ball in for Mattison. It's been a pretty impressive figure for Warrington in his early stages of his time here, or with the Wolves rather. Sneed waiting just behind Walker, and now Dufty for the Wolves. 2 in the tackle and 3 now in actual fact. Sneed kicking this one right down the middle. Flanagan moving well to find a bit of space to grab hold of it, but it went backwards. He was a little bit fortunate there.
He did well actually to ferry the ball backwards. Once he fumbled it, just managed to keep his arms going, flick the ball backwards.
He had to make up quite a lot of ground to get there in the first place. Helsall now as the tackle is completed, and Russell out towards the try scorer for Huddersfield, Aidan McGowan. Russell again to Cudjoe. And now Matty English, who's come on as a substitute. Wolford, short ball, really put it very difficultly for Kieran Rush there, but he did well to keep possession. Wolford with the chip forward. Duffy will bring this one back with interest.
Yeah.
Look at the Huddersfield defenders here, pushing him back again.
Yeah, that's English and Wilson just asserting their influence. This is where Huddersfield really need to front load all of that energy that they've got into just getting off the line, making dual contact, keeping these rucks nice and controlled. And certainly don't give away any penalties.
Well, probably no surprise to learn that the news has come through from the bench that Lachlan Fitzgibbon has failed his head injury assessment after the horrendous clash of heads, which saw claret all over the place. So he'll play no further part in this game. There he is on the sidelines.
Really good pass. Short balls through the middle from Ben Curry.
They've started to really move the ball about well now, Warrington, after that early period where they had plenty of possession, but just really didn't seem to be able to do much with it.
That's what I like. Ben Curry in the middle of the field. I like him at loose forward. I don't think he touches the ball anywhere near enough out on that left edge, and we've just seen for the Toby King try the influence he can have on the game with his skill. Love to see that be better served, working with Yates, working with Harrison and Danny Walker through the middle.
Moving the ball quickly here, Huddersfield, desperate to try and get back into the game. With half an hour gone, Warrington leading 10 points to 6. Tom Burgess has come on the field and is shoving his way through. Wolford waiting just behind him. Huddersfield hoisting it forward through Kieran Rush. Picked up by Duffy.
Strong contact.
Push back again.
Yeah, Tom Burgess, strong contact and just dragging Duffy off site. And again, the discipline from Huddersfield needs to be here. It's imperative that they're squeaky clean. Don't give Aaron Moore any reason to get that whistle out.
Harry Rushton is being bandaged up after initially just being sent back on with a bit of Vaseline under his eye by the looks of things, but a big hack tackle goes in there on Harrison. It's a tough game out there. Big tackles coming in all over the place. This is just what we like to see.
Yeah, Zach Wolford just chopping Harrison in half. Old school.
Old school is the new school, apparently. I keep being told by various people. So nothing wrong with that. Flanagan returns this one, just handing off Ben Curry. And you don't get away with that too often. He's such a lively character at the back for Huddersfield.
Yeah, incredibly dangerous. You just got to cut his time down. All of his tricks and all those jump steps and goose steps that he does. I just think defenders have just got to keep moving, not get flat-footed around him, because he'll destroy you if you sit back on your heels.
Wolford. Meantime, in the other game going on at the moment, Wigan extending their lead big time now, 18 points to 0. They are in front against Wakefield, and Burgess has gone down under a bit of pressure. Rushton. Wolford back out to Russell with the kick. Pressure on Duffy, but he takes it well.
It's a good solid chase from Huddersfield again. You know, nobody really jumping out to hit Matt Duffy. They're presenting a really solid defensive line and not really giving Duffy any opportunities as of yet. But we all know Matt Duffy's maybe dangerous at the start of games, but come the back end of halves and games, when defenders are getting tired, he's lethal.
He just seems to find that extra gear every so often, doesn't he? And bang, he's off.
Yeah.
Harrison to the halfway line. Walker with his hands on his haunches. As Matteson goes out to Sneed, wide to the left-hand side. Williams is almost away here. Lovely hand-off, almost. Didn't quite find the right pass there for Toby King.
I just think Toby King's got to get his hands to this. I think George Williams does so well. Burns Bibby's inside shoulder off. Potentially forward from Williams anyway, wasn't it? But Toby King, I think, just has to have a stab at catching that himself. It's that left edge of Warrington yet again. Fraser really testing the connected nature of that Huddersfield right edge.
They've got going, haven't they?
Well, Bibby and McGowan are just under the blowtorch at the minute, and it's a Williams shaped blowtorch that's coming at them, because he's a master at creating space. He's a master at using tempo to create space and numbers.
He was hugely influential last week, of course. 21 carries for George Williams against Catalan Dragons as they turned it round when they were really badly under the cosh against the Dragons.
Well, most of what's good about Warrington revolves around the England captain, and just how important might George Williams be when it comes to the Ashes. You get that from him as well. He's such a solid defender for a half.
Halsall with Wolford behind him. Short pass off to Oliver Wilson.
Direct. Just direct.
Wolford. Russell with the hands as Greenwood is tackled. Huddersfield have made it over into Warrington territory again. Russell. Short again for Burgess. This is the fifth. Rush waiting at dummy half. And Russell with the kick. High towards the corner. And well taken by Thewlis under real pressure from Jacob Gargay.
Yeah, Huddersfield just winning the territory battle at the minute. Really in a tidy process, you know, kicking to corners, chasing well. And then Warrington just having the discipline to respect that and not making any errors coming out of yardage. This is when we talk about the arm wrestle, people listening at home, we mentioned that word a lot. And it's this process now. Somebody usually cracks.
Well, less than 5 minutes remaining in the first half. Good, tidy stuff that Luke Robinson will see a lot of positives in, provided they are able to finish this last 5 minutes off in good nick. As a bit of crossing goes on there. And there's a collision between two Warrington players.
Connor Wrench gets hit in the back by Gagai, collides with Matt Dufty. Huddersfield appealing for an obstruction. Warrington appealing that he was hit unfairly.
Well, the upshot is, after all that Aidan McGowan has come away with the ball from Williams' kick. And Rush with the short handoff to Bibby. Rush going back to Matty English.
Well, they've been bright, haven't they, Wilson and English, since they've come on. Heavily involved.
Harry Rushton. Referee just shouting to the Warrington players to make sure that they get back the full 10 metres. Being stretched a little bit here. This is a lovely move from Gargay. But taken down at the second attempt by Sam Stone. Kick towards the corner, comes in, Dufty goes up for it and is immediately shoved back again by three Huddersfield players.
Yeah, they're just praying for a Warrington error, keep popping the ball into the right positions, and then just being so diligent with how they chase and how they get off the line, Fraser. It's a big few minutes here. If Huddersfield could just get some good ball just before half-time, there were a chance.
Plenty of intent being shown in defence by Huddersfield, still keeping Warrington inside their own 20 metres. Walker dropped off towards the left flank from Mattison. Walker again waiting just behind him, plays it short for Williams. Williams finding a bit of space here now. Now Thewlis with the kick towards the corner. It's turned out to be a decent kick, that. Flanagan having to really backpedal, but now trying to return it with interest. Two bites at the cherry there for Curry. McGowan. Three in defence again for the Warrington Wolves.
Flanagan just cramping up in the back of the shot there.
Well, that would be an absolute nightmare, wouldn't it, for Huddersfield?
Well, he's going to be integral to them scoring points. He just looks dangerous, doesn't he, every time he gets the ball.
Yeah, it's been said many a time, probably one of the few bright lights of what's been a torrid season for Huddersfield Giants.
But Luke Robinson will be happy with the 39 minutes that his team have put together so far, barring that Flanagan error and the Connor Wrench try. Toby King, I just don't think you can defend the Toby King try. So he'll be pleased, especially in the middle third of the field. I think they've really competed hard with Warrington in that area. I'm just seeing how dangerous Williams and Dufty are, and they're often the difference when it comes to the quality and the execution for Warrington Wolves.
Josh Thewle is tackled. He's playing his 100th Super League appearance this afternoon, and having played in 24 out of the 27 games that Warrington have played, he's been a real highlight for Warrington this year. Sneed, Yates, two number 13s in a wrestling match at the moment, as Rushton gets the tackle in. Walker lays it short for George Williams, taken nicely in the chest there by Sam Stone. Sneed again.
Drop goal.
He's gone for a drop goal, has he? It's gone wide either way.
Yeah, pushed it left.
Well, the hooter has gone for the end of the first half, as Mark Sneed's attempt at a drop goal sails wide of the post. It would have been nice for him, I'm sure, Sam Burgess, if it is seen a little bit of extra scoreboard pressure put on the home side. But as things stand, Warrington are in the ascendancy by 10 points to 6. It's been an exciting...
Burgess in that first half. There's only James Harrison who came on for a HIA to Lachlan Fitzgibbon, which is a nasty one, wasn't it? So he's going to have some fresh troops coming off that bench. Contrast that to Luke Robinson, English, Burgess and Wilson already stretching their legs out on the field right now. So maybe that freshness might be telling come the end of the game.
Yeah, it could be very, very interesting indeed. Lachlan Fitzgibbon failing that HIA, by the way, so he's not going to be taking any further part in this game. Warrington have lost 5 of their last 7 away league fixtures by exactly 20 points in the last 3 of them. So looking to try and improve on their away record. And certainly after the first 40 minutes of this game, they have put themselves in a pretty decent position. 10 points to 6 they lead here at the Accu Stadium. And it's Warrington who are going to get us off and underway for the second half, with Mark Sneed kicking to the corner, and Warrington now running towards their fans, who've come in a decent number down the M62 from Warrington, probably about 500 or so away to our left-hand side, and have made plenty of noise so far as the tackles go in for Huddersfield to return the ball in possession in this early stage of the second half. What do you think Luke Robinson will have been saying to his troops in the sheds at half-time, John? Because there were plenty of good positives in there for his side.
I think he'll just be looking for more possession down in the Warrington end. I think at the back end of that first half, they really got in charge of that process of kicking, of suppressing Warrington's metres, and that looked like that was going to give them a chance in good ball. Well, they just need to get back to that. Kicks from Oliver Wilson, deep. And then what we've seen all day is just a unified defensive line that's not given this man, Matt Dufty, any space or opportunity. They want to really focus in on that for Warrington. They just need to tidy up a little bit, but a really competitive first half from them. They would have expected Huddersfield to be good here today, and they have been.
We were just looking at the stats at half-time, weren't we? We could see that Matt Dufty, with ball in hand, had run about 170 metres, which is a good 70 metres or so more than anybody else in his side.
Yeah, he's just prolific when it comes to carrying the ball and prolific when it comes to making metres. I think key for Warrington is getting George Williams and Matt Dufty on the ball, on the front foot as much as possible, and that might be the crucial thing, on the front foot. Physically, these forwards have got a job to do to earn that right for those halves.
Sneed again kicking. It's a curler this time, and it rolls eventually into the hands of Sam Halsall. It took its sweet time there, didn't it?
It's a poor kick, though. It's a poor kick from Mark Sneed.
It's not what you'd expect.
No, it's just didn't get the yardage needed. It wasn't accurate enough. And look now, Huddersfield just a few metres off getting over that halfway line on play 2.
Strange, isn't it, though, that he missed a kick for a conversion early on, but then not long before that he'd kicked the ball into the corner, which set up Conor Wrench for Warrington's first try. So a mixed bag so far for Mark Sneed.
Look, without doubt, Mark Sneed's in this Warrington team to kick and guide and let Williams and Dufty buzz around, but not been a great day for him with the boot.
Huddersfield in possession at the moment, though. And this is the last one. So Wolford finds Rush. He goes chasing after it. Up go the hands, and well tackled there. But it was a decent carry there from Josh Hewlett.
Yeah, Flanagan went up with him, didn't he? Good contest in the end. Hewlett came out with the ball. Warrington now just need real intent with the carries.
Well, there's an incorrect play the ball there. The referee spotted it straight away and blew his whistle. And Huddersfield will get possession back on their own 10.
Yeah, you know, you speak about Leon Hayes and how happy you are to see him in the team. Well, I'm just delighted to see Connor Wrench back. He fumbles it in the ruck here. He's an incredible athlete, is Connor Wrench. Delighted to see him fit and healthy. Disappointed with that error. Pleading to the referee that there was interference. He didn't get the call. And this is the chance. I said Huddersfield would have wanted good ball opportunities, more good ball opportunities. This will be just the third play which they've had the ball in the Warrington 10. They've come up with 6 points from 2. That's not a bad return.
Huddersfield with the ball on Warrington's 10, rather.
Yeah.
As they take the first tackle, having only gained a metre or 2. Wolford away to the left-hand side. The hooter is gone, so there'll be another set here. Doesn't matter though, English going for it himself. Just short of the line. Wolford, they've got tackles in the bank here with Burgess. Taking a bit more energy out of the Warrington defence. Rush short off towards Rushton. Rushton tackled 5 metres away. Wolford organising his troops as he goes to his left-hand side, and the big piling run comes in from English.
Good tackle from Matt Dufty. Little man in the line, putting a shot on.
Wolford plays the shorter pass out towards Rush, trying to wriggle through the defence, trying to get the offload away. He has, or has he, legally? Knocked on. The referee has given a penalty again.
Will we challenge? Will we challenge it?
With this chat going on, it looks like they've decided against that. And the scrum's going to be formed.
Yeah, it's just fumbled, wasn't it, by Rush, who then just tried to pat it backwards, judged to have knocked the ball forwards by referee Aaron Moore. And Huddersfield being a bit wasteful with the opportunity that they were given by the Connor Wrench error in the ruck. Not really getting an opportunity to stretch that Warrington defensive line one bit.
They've got possession back here, and Sam Burgess, we understand, happy overall with his side's first half performance, especially with the kick chase, but says that it's vital they complete their sets and execute the game plan when they get the opportunity.
Yeah, kick chase is so important against every team, but today for both sides, Sam Burgess knows that kick chase on George Flanagan, you know, can often be the difference between conceding line breaks and meters or not. So, same kick chase was the one try that they got through Connor Wrench, came off the back of a kick chase. A mistake here from George Williams. It's super aggressive defence from Huddersfield. You know, if you want to sit back on your heels and let George Williams dictate to you, it's going to be a long afternoon. Well, Huddersfield just aren't having a bit of that. It's Bibby up and in George Williams' face, who comes up with the error.
Word from the bench as well that Luke Robinson wants his players to work harder on the transitions. Discipline is vital, especially their reaction to when things are not going their way. They need to be mentally stronger than they were in the first 40. And it looks as though, from that little package of play there, that they are taking his words on board.
Yeah, I think they've been... There's a number of ways to defend against George Williams, but I believe if you're passive all the time against him, he'll get you. Similarly, if you're aggressive all the time, he'll work that out as well. So it's a blend. This is a shocker, by the way. This is a shocker. It's a forward pass. Gagai getting his timing all wrong, and it's just unforgivable from Russell and Gagai.
A suspicion that the first pass from Wolford might have come out of the scrum forward as well, but either way, doesn't matter.
Yeah, all of it was rank. Every bit of that. You get one play, right? Warrington give you an opportunity, and on a first play off the scrum, you get your timing that wrong. It's not even that they were under pressure from the defensive line pushing from the inside. It's just bad timing, poor execution. It's just a gift for Sam Burgess as Warrington.
Here's Danny Walker. They're edging towards their own 40-metre line here. Warrington. Here's Harrison to the halfway line.
Good carry, strong carry. He's rangy, difficult to deal with, James Harrison.
Yeah, he's a powerhouse, isn't he, in the middle? Luke Yates for the visitors. 3 in the tackle again to try and bring him down. Walker waits. Greenwood just got a bit of a twist of his knee there by the looks of things. There's Luke Thomas, who's come off for Warrington, and this time the forward pass has gone the other way. So both sides with the errors.
Yeah, young Thomas on for Ryan Mattison. The first genuine substitution. And again, timing, similar to the Huddersfield clip. Just timing is so important when you're coming onto the ball. Just maybe a bit too eager there from Luke Thomas. Just, it'll take one of these sides to settle down into some rhythm. Both sides a little bit jumpy here in the opening 9 minutes of the second half.
It's a reflection of the first half in many ways. In that respect, neither side was able to really grab hold of the game by the scruff of the neck.
It's been a good quality game, though. I agree with what Sam Burgess has said to our floor manager on pitch side, that he'll be happy with a lot of the elements, a lot of the effort and commitment from his guys. It's just those little bits of execution that have let them down.
Rushton tackled as Wolford goes to his left. Rush looks to offload to start with, but then goes again. And now Flanagan. Gargai tackled. Good tackle by Thewlis. Bringing down the slippery character. Russell. And towards Wilson. This is the last tackle again. Inside the 20 here for Huddersfield Giants. Russell goes for the kick to the corner. It's a high one, hoisted. And Warrington, by the looks of things, will just make this tackle complete. And that'll be the turnover.
Yeah, missed his mark, did Russell. Wants to land that metre out, 2 metres out, give his chasers a chance to rush the Warrington catcher back into the in goal, just off the mark. And now Warrington just looking to get out there, and
seems to have slotted in pretty well, Ollie Russell, for Huddersfield, but then you'd expect him to, considering he spent 6 years as a Huddersfield player before moving to Wakefield for the start of this season. And as you pointed out there, John, the big tackles are still going in left, right and centre.
Yeah, it was a massive one on Conor Wrench there from Tom Burgess, and Luke Yates working hard as he always does through that middle third of the field, and these are the dangers. Quick rucks, Sam Powell choosing to kick off it, but you could see how excited Williams and co were at the sight of a quick ruck.
Huddersfield in possession with Sam Halsall. As Flanagan waits just behind him. Well, Wigan moving further and further in front over at the Brick. 24 points to 2 they lead against Wakefield now.
That's sending a message, isn't it? Wigan obviously disappointed to narrowly lose out to Hull KR, but putting on a show over at the Brick this afternoon.
Particularly after Leeds got the 2 points against Rovers earlier on in this round.
Yeah, the final charge is shaping up, Fraser, isn't it?
Big time, big time. We love it. Hoisted ball picked up by Dufty. Dufty, who hasn't really shown us too much of his dancing shoes so far in this game, but that's credit to Huddersfield's defence for stopping him from having that opportunity.
As I've said there, kick chase has been really connected. They've restricted his ability to sort of slide through or make breaks, but he's coming up with an awful lot of metres, working really hard out of backfield for his team, and sometimes that's all he's got to do, Doesn't have to be more flashy than that.
Thomas was looking for the offload, but it wasn't coming. As Sneed interrupted as he tried to pass the ball away, though, and Dufty coming up with a loose ball, keeping his eye on it well. Last one. Sneed again. Gone for the high one. It's a tester for Flanagan. He's done well. Oof. big crunching tackle from Luke Yates there on Flanagan.
Well, there's screams of hi from the Huddersfield faithful beneath us here. Flanagan's doing all he can to make sure the referee might have a look at it. It was fair from Yates. It was just solid, wasn't it? But he gives a penalty this time. It's high on McGowan. Good contact from Yates. Unfortunately for Warrington, though, they followed up on the very next play and hit McGowan high. So penalty to Huddersfield.
Here is
just a grab, isn't it?
McGowan's, yeah.
Luke Thomas, just a grab. He, made a mistake.
You'd have thought there was more of a case for that one from Yates a little earlier than there was for that one, do you think?
No, that was a grab. That was high. I think Luke Yates' was fair contact. He's a nuggety defender, isn't he? So he's often head height with those outside backs. He's not towering above them.
I love that as a description, nuggety.
He's a nuggety defender.
Some might say you're a nuggety expert.
I think they just drop the T off the end of it and just say I'm a nugget. Yeah.
Tristan Powell for the home side, moving further and further inside Warrington territory. There's Wolford again from Cudjoe. Quick hands once more from the home side, and the referee's not happy with that one. Offside again against Warrington. They've been penalised for that a couple of times.
Yeah, I think it was Williams and Holroyd just stood a yard in front of Aaron Moore on that right edge. And this is Huddersfield's chance.
Wilson with the battering ram run to the 10-metre line. Greenwood, scorer of the only try for Huddersfield in that debacle against Saints last week. Down the line it comes. Big hit goes in on Tristan Powell.
Ben Curry, massive tackle.
Wolford goes to his left, too far, and the ball is loose, but Gargai will eventually pick it up. Now trying to really assess his options before finding Flanagan. Flanagan showing a good turn of pace and twisting and turning. Flanagan again, still in possession, still no tackle coming in. Eventually they do get him down. Williams deciding he's had enough of that. Wolford, chip through, in towards the corner, in go the hands, but Warrington have done well again to defuse that one.
Yeah, it's well read by Conor Wrench. It's a beautiful, delicate kick by Ollie Russell, who's just brought that winger up. As soon as Russell threatens to play, Thewlis has to come up on the edge, and that creates a pocket for which Russell can kick it to. It's an accurate kick, it's a great chase, but it's well dealt with by that man, Conor Wrench. Warrington just have to absorb some pressure here from Huddersfield Giants, who just look dangerous. Flanagan, when he's running laterally like that, just looks so dangerous, Fraser.
15 minutes gone in the second half, and it's almost a mirror image of the first. Neither side able to get on the score sheet in these early stages as they trade blows. Wolford to Cudjoe.
It's a big defensive set, the last one by Warrington. Some big tackles, and if you want to win games, especially tight games, you've just got to make big tackles. That's what they're doing here.
Wolford. They still haven't completed the tackle here as Powell goes in on
Bizarre.
Wilson. He just took his time, didn't he? As if to invite the tackle, and it's all getting a little bit scrappy now from Huddersfield's.
That's the strangest 20 seconds of rugby league I've seen in 2025. Oliver Wilson was giving himself up for an obstruction that didn't exist and stood still. Then Zach Wolford just straight throws the ball into somebody. I have no idea why. Only Oliver Wilson knows.
I'm not sure he does either.
And then that's just it's just been sloppy here. Huddersfield are going to get a chance, but they've just got to be clean and tidy in those areas. Like, they're just manufacturing plays. It's a bit disjointed. The timing's just out. If we look at that, the scrum play, Gagai forward pass, and then Wolford just hitting Cudjoe off the ruck. It's just sloppy from Huddersfield.
Referee restarting this one as well. He wasn't happy with the first attempt at the scrum. 1 win each in the meetings between these two sides this season. Huddersfield winning the most recent meeting against Warrington, 24-16 in June. And that was after they'd lost 6 in a row against them previously. Giants lost the opening round match of the season against Warrington 12-20, despite the fact that they were leading by 6 points to 4 at half-time, and that happened an awful lot over the course of the season. Warrington in front at half-time, but then coughed up the 2 points as the game went on. And, well, as for the injury record that they've had, Huddersfield, it's been horrendous. They've used 35 players in 23 games over the course of the season.
Yeah, same could be said. Warrington have had the fair share as well, Fraser. You know, they've had a bit of bad luck this year. And certainly attribute some of the poor form in 2025 to bad fortune in terms of health. But this is tidier from Warrington. Look, it's by no means is it like top level, but it's competitive and it's physical, and they're well and truly in this tussle, aren't they?
Well, indeed. Bibby is tackled. What have you got? 22 minutes or thereabouts left to go in this game. It's still either sides to play for. Gagai. Tackled by 2. Ashton Golding has come on as a substitute for the Giants. It's a lovely, lovely run from Joe Greenwood. This is the last one again. Rush. Big one for Thewlis to take, and he does well. Evades the first tackle, but not the second.
It's a sad day, Fraser. Ashton Golding started at fullback. He's now playing prop.
Do you know what, though? He's been ever present this season for Huddersfield. 16 games he's played as a substitute, though. Yeah, only Leroy Cudjoe has bettered his 569 tackles for Giants in Super League this season.
Fullback to prop is a new one, though. Good lad.
Well, to be fair, it's the coach calling on you to do a job and you sticking your hand up to do it.
Yeah.
Fair play to him.
Well, Wolford's got minutes in him. You know, Wolford can play 80. So Goulden just having to find a slot. Just giving Wilson a spell. Good to have those versatile characters around there.
You need them. You absolutely need them, especially over a long season. It's very much a squad game.
Yeah, Leroy Cudjoe, 36, 37 years old, and he's gone 60 minutes in the middle of the field. Here we go.
Gagai with a chance. Connor Wrench giving him the treatment, though. Sneed coming up to help him out. And the touch judges on here to have a word.
It's a ball steal. It's a ball steal from Connor Wrench on Gagai.
So you see, okay, it's been knocked on by Warrington one-on-one. Huddersfield.
Huddersfield get it back here. He called it.
Yeah, you saw the speed at which the ball came out. You knew that Wrench had a pull at it. So be back to 1. Huddersfield ball. Play the ball on.
Warrington don't like it, though. They're going to challenge this.
Really?
They don't like that call at all, so they're going to send this one upstairs again once more to Marcus Griffiths for a decision.
So we have a captain's challenge. Warrington are challenging the decision of a one-on-one ball steal, meaning it tackle 1 for Huddersfield. As you can see, the Warrington player is on the ball at this point. Does he pull on the ball, or has the ball just come out naturally due to the tackle? So there is, at that angle, a pulling action on the ball, which forces it to come out. Does Gagai then gain possession of the ball? Yes, he does, and then the tackle is complete. It's going to be tackle. I've got to.
Well, you could see from the evidence there that the challenge has been deemed to be unsuccessful. So the referee on the field, having made that decision, proved to be correct, and Huddersfield get possession back again.
That was a good spot from the Touchy, wasn't it? Touchy came on and called it. Desperate tackle, wasn't it, from Conor Wrench? Gagai in full flow. Nevertheless, it's play one, Huddersfield on the halfway line.
Well, Warrington, unsuccessful challenges 8 and only 6 successful, 2 inconclusives. So it's more or less a 50-50 rate, if you like.
Well, what Captain's Challenge has taught me is more times than not, the referees get it right, don't they?
What have you made of the Captain's Challenge as a concept this season? Is it something you've been happy to see?
Hate it. Could not see the back of it quick enough.
It's funny, isn't it? How so many people seem so excited and in favour of it right at the start of the season, but minds have been changed as the season has gone on. Thewlis sees this one go to ground.
Yeah, it's Wrench just jumps the line, and I think it's important that he does it, actually. Conor Wrench gets a touch on the ball, tried to shut it down. He just steps out the line knowing that Flanagan's going to get it.
Just a little hand.
Just a little hand. Yeah, I think in a game that's punctuated by stoppages and extended periods where the ball is now out of play, the unintended consequence of the Captain's Challenge, there's been a slowing down of the pace of games, of constant interruptions. I don't think it's entertaining, and I feel we should back the referees and trust that they get it right. It creates a dissenting situation where we're appealing that the referees have got something wrong. I was in favour of the idea. The execution of it doesn't work.
Cudjoe for Huddersfield Giants, shoving his way forward again. Wolford waiting just behind him. Russell looking and considering the possibility of an offload, but James Harrison making sure that he's no chance of that. Wolford goes short for Cudjoe again. 4 in the tackle this time for Warrington.
Their defence has been solid, Fraser, as I curse them, no doubt.
Well, Cudjoe looks like he's taken a bit of a knock here. He's not happy at all, but Wolford gets it away. Russell for Flanagan. Flanagan again with the handoff. Wrench goes back for another bite, and this time brings him down.
Cudjoe's still down under the sticks here, Fraser.
This could be a problem for Huddersfield. Kick forward towards the corner. Bibby going up for the chase, as does Rush. Still going. McGowan in the corner. And it looks as though Huddersfield have got another set here. Referee has wiped the tackle count back to 0.
Yeah, Toby King got a touch, didn't he, on the kick?
So a chance to really apply the pressure here. Huddersfield Giants as Golding is brought down in the tackle. Wolford going away to his left. Quick hands from Russell, and it's dropped in the middle by Joe Greenwood, but they've come up with the loose ball again here with Flanagan. Curry goes in for an attempted tackle, and then eventually Sam Powell completes it. Another chance then. Wolford down the line from Cudjoe. Kick into the corner, Russell chasing after it. Oh! Brilliant stuff from Jacob Gagai. Russell with the grubber kick, Gagai with the finish. It's been coming, they've been threatening. And Huddersfield Giants are back in the game.
Yeah, well, Huddersfield's top try scorer strikes again. That's Gagai's 10th of the year. Just showing how instinctive and dangerous he is. Just a real natural rugby player. Ollie Russell does so well to check to his inside to get that kick away. It's a gorgeous kick from Ollie Russell. It's delightful, senses the pressure, steps back in. Money from Huddersfield. And it's taken a kick to break Warrington down. Warrington have been really tidy defensively. You always felt like it was going to take something different, whether it from Flanagan or a kick from Russell, to break down a really tidy Warrington defence. It's a beautiful kick, isn't it?
It was a beauty. Well, we were singing the praises of Ollie Russell earlier on, saying that he seemed to have fitted in very nicely, and that is the result.
That missed kick from Sneed's looking important now, Fraser, isn't it? The one just 20 yards to the right of the sticks, off the Conor Wrench try.
Well, this is vital now from Flanagan.
doesn't miss this, Fraser.
You wouldn't think so. It's a decent angle, and to be fair to him, he scored from a much tighter angle in the first half. From further away as well. So it's no wonder that George Flanagan is taking all the time he possibly can to set himself up for this one, for a kick which could be absolutely vital.
They needed to take advantage of the gifts that Warrington were giving them. They were giving them possession. It was in a nice part of the field. Had Warrington had held Huddersfield out there, you fancy Warrington to just go on and get the game won. But now, wow, game on.
Well, Huddersfield fans find their voices again. Huge shouts of support for the team, but now a bit of a hush across the Acu Stadium as George Flanagan attempts this kick to put Huddersfield Giants 2 points in front. Struck it well. He's missed it.
He's missed it.
I can't believe he's missed it.
Wow.
Well, that is a shocker. I can't believe it.
Eminently kickable. Right in
Far easier than the first one.
Right in his wheelhouse, but it came, didn't it, off the back of Ollie Russell's beautiful touch, left foot to Gagai. Man, wow. That,
I'm not sure about that.
what?
I am not sure about that. From those pictures that we've just seen
that
again,
looks like it went.
was there some
over.
kind of optical illusion going on
Yeah,
there?
it must have been, because
Must have
they were unanimous. The touches.
The touch judges immediately raised their flags, so perhaps the video that we were seeing there was a bit of an optical illusion. Either way, the bottom line is that scoreline in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. 10 points apiece with, what, 67 minutes just coming up on the clock. Who has got it now from this point, John Wilkin? Who's your money on?
Well, Warrington's season's on the line, isn't it? We said they've got to go unbeaten from here to round 27. This is their season.
If they have any aspirations of making a top 6 place, and some would say that that ship sailed a while ago, well, they simply have to get the 2 points here this afternoon.
Yeah, well, it is do or die, isn't it? So we'll see. You'd imagine a desperation and a fight to go on and get this game won, and Flanagan's missed conversion there has just given them the opportunity.
Perhaps not the best of days for the kickers. Well, it's not the best of challenges here from Warrington either. And Luke Yates seeing possession go the other way. Hang on a second. The referee is saying that it was pushed forward there as well by Bibby, I think. Not surprisingly, this is going to be challenged. Is it?
Yes.
We will once again go to the video referee, Marcus Griffiths.
Yep. We have a captain's challenge. Huddersfield challenging the decision of a knock-on. So the ball is lost backwards by Warrington until this point. Does the ball hit the arm of Bibby or not? Okay, so we can't see from that angle, so we're going to have to go to a different camera angle. This one should help us. So the ball hasn't hit the arm. The ball is on the torso. Still doesn't appear to have hit the arm. This angle will help. Still not touched it. The ball is now in the hand, and he is in possession of the ball. That's going to...
Well, Huddersfield using the captain's challenge correctly on this occasion. And on such big decisions, games can sometimes be won and lost.
Yeah, well, I just want to talk, not necessarily about the captain's challenge, but I want to talk about Bibby's effort. Bibby runs past 5 Warrington players to scrap on a loose ball. It's exceptional from Bibby, but my question is, to the 5 Warrington players watching that ball squirm around on the floor, where's the appetite to get on that? It's a great challenge from Bibby. He knew it. He was cute, wasn't he, not to touch it. 10 successful challenges for the Giants this year. And how telling could that one be?
It could be huge. As we're into the last 12 minutes of the game. 10 points apiece. And Huddersfield really showing some team spirit as Cudjoe piles this one forward again for the Giants. Wolford. They've got their tails up here, the Giants, as Flanagan goes for the big pass to the corner. Chip over the top from Halsall, but straight into the hands of Sam Powell. It's just invention from Huddersfield, but they need to really try and push Warrington back into their own 10 here. And look at them piling in.
Intensity. Tristan Powell really adding weight. He's lost the ball here as Thewlis. He's lost the ball, Fraser.
Look at the celebrations from the Huddersfield players.
What about the effort from Tristan Powell? I love it. Line speed, banging him, and then wrestling him back to try and push him over the sideline. Oh, Thewlis.
Holding on.
Thewlis maybe has a case there.
Well,
wow. There's a lot going on.
This is exactly the type of effort that you would expect to see from a side that's being coached by Luke Robinson.
But this player, I just want to go back to the Bibby player. Look at all of the players he has to run past to get on that ball. Now, Huddersfield might be in an attacking position now, but they don't get there if he's not desperate to scrap on that ball. It's a massive play. We underestimate the importance. The ball is the most valuable thing on the pitch at any one time. If it's on the deck, get on it. Bibby does that. Luke Robinson knows how important that play could be. And look, Huddersfield, off the back of the Thewlis error, Thewlis will be fuming. He thinks that Tristan Powell was all over him in the ruck. Potentially an argument that was the case. But Huddersfield now, just 10 minutes to go, Fraser. This is massive.
No surprise to see that Luke Robinson was up out of his seat and pacing around. He senses a massive opportunity here for Huddersfield as Bibby goes down in the tackle. Wolford, 10 metres away from the Huddersfield line. Wolford again. Good pushing, shoving run from Harry Rushton. And 4 in the tackle initially to try and bring him down. Wolford again, waits, looks to his left and to his right. Russell into the chest and away to the left-hand side. Gagai wriggling away again. Can he get to the line? Holds it up for Flanagan. Flanagan dabs it down for Huddersfield Giants. What a return this has been for the home side. They turn the pressure into points and they turn the game on its head. And George Flanagan in the corner after brilliant work from Jacob Gagai could well have put the Giants into a winning position.
Well, yeah, just credit to Kieran Rush as well, Fraser. He fires a beautiful ball out and Gagai just drifts on the pass. But while the ball's in the air, as all great centres and outside backs do, he just drifts. That's Flanagan's 9th of the season. But watch this from Kieran Rush. Beautiful, on the money. Gagai changes his line, drifts to the outside. Then Flanagan punches and does well. Dufty nearly holds him up. I love the support play from Flanagan. He knows that Gagai's going to bounce off the dynamite in his right foot. Bang, inside Flanagan. What a try. Great execution. And it starts with this ball. Kieran Rush. Money. Has to be. Otherwise, that gets picked. That gets intercepted. Or Gagai gets smashed.
And I tell you what, George Flanagan still had a fair bit of work to do there.
Well, credit Matt Duffy. He did everything he could to stop that from being scored. But the damage was done once Kieran Rush fell to the outside shoulder of Connor Wrench over on that right-hand side. And it was great support from Flanagan. Lovely execution. And the speed and the tempo which Gagai took off after he'd caught that ball, that created the chance for Flanagan to support up the middle. Luke Robinson will be delighted with all of the elements of that try, the skill, the execution, attention to detail, and then just a will, appetite and effort from Flanagan to get on the end of something. He's had a great game, hasn't he?
Well, I tell you what, if the previous kick for George Flanagan was important, what about this one?
Massive. The last one will be right in the front and centre of that brain of his as well.
It was only 7 minutes ago. 7 minutes between the two tries. So as you say, John, still very much fresh in his mind. 8 minutes left in this game, just under. This to put Huddersfield further in front. And the pressure is on for George Flanagan. He struck it well. And this time he makes no mistake.
Another unanimous touchless decision on the conversion. He struck it beautifully, didn't he? But that try is all about Gagai and the pass from Rush. He just moves, he catches Thulis. I said wrench in the build-up, it was Thulis, he catches on the inside. Drifts it in. Bit of right to left, soft baby draw, beautiful.
10 points to 6 down at half-time. 2 unanswered tries in the second half for Huddersfield Giants, and now they lead by 16 points to 10, but it's all kicking off now.
Not really needed. Tristan Powell, like, Luke Yates got his timing a little bit wrong. There's nothing malicious in it, and Tristan Powell runs in like a guard dog and just flares up the situation. Nobody's going to throw any punches because nobody does anymore. Becomes just a giant pushing and scragging melee.
Scragging?
Scragging, yes. It's in the dictionary. Tugging by
it's not in my dictionary, I'll tell you that.
But look, there's not much in it. It's, look.
Yeah, Luke Yates going in.
Yeah, but this is unnecessary. Luke Yates is such a tidy player. He plays clean, you know. There's no malice in that. It's just inflamed by Tristan Powell running in.
Well, the upshot is that a penalty is given, and it's no more than that.
But he has had a good game, Tristan Powell. You know, he's revved, isn't he? He's on that red line. We saw him win the ball back off Josh Thulis just by intent and effort and aggression. Well, he's really pumped for this, and why not? 6 minutes left and you're up.
Greenwood. Well, there's 10 competition points between these two sides going in to the game, but only 3 league places between them, would you believe?
Is this the death of the Wolves in 2025? And we're watching the
looking
final
that way,
throes of a Warrington season that's been so disappointing for the Warrington fans after the hope of 2024 and Sam Burgess' first year. Well, there's been a real regression this year.
Cudjoe. This is the last one as Russell, he attempted a drop goal there by the looks of things. It'll be back to 6 though, because it was charged down, and Flanagan on the loose ball. That was the chance. Powell for the home side. Surely they might have another go in this position. Ashton Golding trying to find a bit more space. People are lagging back here. You can tell it might be coming. Cudjoe, though, will find Russell. Flanagan, if they can find themselves some more good field position, they might not need the drop goal here. Flanagan with a twinkle toes again before being flattened by Sam Stone.
He's no end product, but he's just so tiring to defend against. Do you see how many defenders Flanagan held accountable there? So maybe 6 or 7 of the Warrington players had to be on alert just because of the threat of him running back their way.
Rushton, it goes out and wide to the left-hand side for Russell for the drop goal attempt. It's good. It's good from Ollie Russell. And the man who spent 6 years here as a player before departing for Wakefield answered the SOS call earlier this week, and he could well have got 2 points for the old boys.
They were always setting up for a one-pointer, but what I loved about that set of 6 was it was genuine, it had some shape. Quite often, Ollie Russell does well to slot it, but quite often Mark Sneyd takes a quick one here, unorthodox.
Well, less than 4 minutes now.
Strange kick-off from Mark Sneyd. There's 4 minutes left. You need the ball back. It has to be a short kick-off. It has to be. It's just a bizarre decision. It doesn't make any sense. It's almost a concede.
Gargai taking the tackle. Still fairly deep inside Huddersfield territory. You wonder whether a message came down from the sidelines there and what that message was, and whether it was either accepted or ignored, who knows. But either way, Huddersfield Giants with the bit between their teeth and still running at defenders here with Oliver Wilson.
Great carry, Oliver Wilson just pinching yards under the ruck.
Russell again, hoisting one into the corner. Still they put the pressure on Warrington Wolves. Golding goes in with the tackle. Time for you, John, to start thinking about your Betfred player of the match. Don't tell us who it is just yet. We'll speak to that player, hopefully, at the end of the game. But one or two candidates for you to consider as Warrington offered up again.
Wow. Yeah, just that's a mistake from King, but I want to talk about this kickoff from Mark Sneed. It's unstructured, it's long, it gives his side no opportunity to get the ball back with 4 minutes left from such a tactically smart guy. It's a bizarre decision. And the Wolves here just the final 3 minutes, instead of having a scrap, they're rolling overs and having the belly scratched by the Giants.
Some glum faces on the bench there from the Warrington perspective.
They should be glum.
Bibby.
People were tipping Warrington to push and maybe win the comp this year. They were the best defensive team after the regular season, conceded the fewest points. It's remarkable where they've gone.
Wilson for Huddersfield, still in possession, still pushing against defenders, still full of spirit as Russell finds Golding. Golding getting closer and closer. Have they got a grandstand finish in them here, Huddersfield Giants, to make sure of this result? Cudjoe down the line for Rush. Rush is tackled.
He's had a good game, Kieran Rush. Been
impressed,
really tidy, combined well with Oliver Russell.
Cudjoe with the handoff to Wilson. This is the last one. Huddersfield work the ball down the line. Rush with the crash ball. Oh, there you go. George Flanagan puts the icing on the cake. The Huddersfield Giants fans are in raptures. And George Flanagan has put the result to bed on what will be a famous, famous victory.
Well, I just give Kieran Rush a tickle. And let me tell you this, that's a training ground move. That's hatched in the video room. It's a set play between Flanagan and Rush. They're just selling that Harry Rushton's just going to drop under. Oh, wow. It's old school. Paul Newlove, 1996, eat your heart out. It's an old school play that. We haven't seen that for many years, but it's so effective. Just a straightening of a line. They're threatening as though they're going to go out the back or turn Rush under. And it's a beautiful line from young Flanagan.
Joy on the faces of the Huddersfield Giants players, particularly that young man, George Flanagan, who is rapidly establishing himself as one of the stars of Super League. Just 20 years of age and with the game at his feet.
Yeah. Well, sport's about agony and ecstasy, and there we have it. The agony of Warrington Wolves. They're done. The ecstasy of George Flanagan, who's had a marvellous afternoon against a Warrington side that turned up to defend and were clean and clinical defensively for large parts of that game. But eventually they cracked. Eventually their mistakes that gifted Huddersfield position cost them. And it's an excellent performance.